This is such a good room, such a good room. Now, I need applause, like major applause, like major. I need to hear you. No, I need to hear you really loud. Yes, because you do know the louder you can be, the more successful you become. You do know that. So I don't know what happened when we grew up and they were like, shh, 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 shh. But that does not work for me. Living, caring, giving, sharing. Boy, oh boy, I love to work with the daring. A magic million? Can you imagine such? Of course you can. We've got the touch. I'm small in stature only, but I'm heavy in belief. I'm leading by example, so you can count on me as I flash this $1 million smile. The world will know it's all worthwhile because I'm banking on the magic, banking on success, banking on some people who simply want the best. I'm proud to be before you. I'm proud to be top rank. I'm the leader of leaders. My name is Gloria Mayfield Banks. And I'll tell you what. No, this is what I'm telling you. I want to tell you that that's how I talk to myself when I get up in the morning. I don't know what you say to yourself when you get up in the morning. But if it's hello, you've already started behind. And I'm telling you, I've been saying it for years and it makes a difference. Okay, three things. Courage, confidence, choices. Three things. Courage, confidence, choices. The 3 C's. Write them down. Because it's the equation I want to talk to you about today. Now, here's what I know. Today has been an amazing day. Success Live has been amazing. How many of you already feel more successful? I am afraid for the airports where you're going to go home tonight. We are going to rip it up, for sure. That's what happens when you're in this type of environment, an environment that delivers to you what you deserve, what you came to get. That's what happens. But this equation of courage, confidence, and choices is what I'm going to talk to you about today. Why? Because I don't know about you, but an equation is something that works 100% of the time, 100% of the time. If you follow that equation, it works 100% of the time. And I don't know if you were like me, but I know when I started out trying to build my success, I used to wonder, what's the it factor? You might ask yourself that. What's the it factor? And do I have the it factor? And how do I find more people that have the it factor? When you're building a team, you're looking for people who have more of the it factor. Well, we do know that part of that it factor, you've heard it so many times today. How many times have you heard the word confidence? Confidence. And I want you guys to know there's a lot of pieces to it, but you don't get to the confidence until you push through the courage. So the courage is going to be required. Courage is, write down, courage is required. You can't do any of it without that piece of it. And then we're going to build the confidence that comes from that. Because one of the things I know is that I'm dealing with my best self in order to improve myself. And here's the deal. Success is hidden in personal growth. And so first, you got to get your best self. Then what happens when you're working with the people that you're leading? And then you become one who works with the leaders of other people. So you have to know how to do it for yourself. You have to learn how to do it for others. You have to have courage, confidence, and therefore you're going to have choices. So many stories we've heard on the stage. The reason that stories are important is because every single story talks about somebody's path to getting through their courage. And don't we need to hear it over and over and over and over and over again? Why? Write this down. Because you have to work on your courage over and over and over and over again. Courage is the beginning, where it starts. And I want you to know this is how you get through courage. This is what I want to tell you because I have studied this over and over again. You know, sometimes we go through a lot of studies, we get a lot of reports, we do a lot of investigation. I'm just going to tell you, I've lived this for years in helping other people become successful. I will tell you, we spend a lot of time talking about fear. So in order to become courageous, you have to change the conversation. So do this. Go ahead, put your arms up. Every time you hear somebody talking about, I'm scared of something, I'm scared of this, Why? Because they're feeding it to you and they're feeding it to them. Have you ever heard somebody tell you about their bad situation? You want to say to yourself, I'm not carrying your luggage for you. Have you ever thought about, I'm not carrying your luggage. It is heavy for you. It's heavy for me. And it's usually a conversation all about the fear. So I just want to tell you, this to me stops the conversation because I can change the conversation. And how you change the conversation will guide your focus away from what you're afraid of to where you have to go, the courage you need to find. The next thing I want you to know is, what do you value? And I'm going to walk you through these things, but what do you value is what is going to take you from afraid to courage. And when you have the courage, the confidence will show up. I'm going to tell you this. This is a big one. Courage is made through decision, and it's a decision that you make alone. This is not a kumbaya moment. This is not when you're holding hands with people like, hi, what do you think we should do? It never happens that way. It only happens when you make a decision by yourself. And the last one is it's made in seconds. A courageous decision is made in seconds. You think about it forever, but the decision is made in seconds. It's a hard decision. And after you make the hard decision, it all becomes easy. And that's the most important thing you need to tell yourself and those people that you lead. Because people will stay stuck in the hard part. But when you know it's going to come through, it becomes easier. Let me just tell you this. I'm a person who grew up, and I'm still dyslexic. I grew up in a fabulous house. My parents were 62 years married. I'm the third of 4 girls. All of my sisters are fabulous. Look at your girlfriend, say fabulous. Just fabulous. Just fabulous. No, with the neck action, fabulous. They're fabulous. Pam is an award-winning teacher, and she was a reader. She's a reader, a teacher, and now she's a writer. She has a fabulous business. Amy's in Chicago, owns a cake company, major writer. She and I went to Harvard Business School together. We're the only 2 African-American sisters who graduated from Harvard Business School. She's got I know, it's amazing. And then my younger sister, she's in the United States Hall of Fame for gymnastics. I know. She owns a foundation for girls. Amazing readers. I mean, they can read like this. I mean, they can read. And then there's me. There are 3 pigs. Whew, child, that's enough for night. Oh my God. It was so hard to read, so hard to read, so hard to read. And my mother and my father were educators. And they never had me tested because back then they didn't do a lot of testing. And so I worked really hard. My mother was one of those mothers that stayed up night after night after night after me. She believed in me. She believed in me. Every night she would be like this. Come on, Gloria. You can get this. Come on. Read. Oh my God. It didn't happen like that. So here's what I want to tell you. I truly had to do the extra. In the 7th grade, they found out it was dyslexic. But what I tell you, I became a master at missing all the tests because I knew I couldn't read it in the middle of the test. I couldn't make it. I couldn't read that fast. I couldn't do it. Courage, you guys, courage. I had to go out and get the tutoring, and everybody was teasing me. I'm just telling you, I had to push through. Why? Because I valued education. And my parents were like, you got to go to college. You got to go to college. And I couldn't read. It was very, very hard, super hard, so I had to do the extra. What happened because of that courage came the confidence. And I wanted to do all the extracurricular activities. Who doesn't want to do all the extra activities when you're in high school? You know I wanted to do them. You know I was a cheerleader, don't you? You know I was the captain, don't you? And you know we won the championships, don't you? Because that's who we are. Isn't that who we have in this room? That's who we have in this room because of the confidence that came. And because of the confidence that came the choices of the education. And because of choices of the education, when I called my mom and I said, Mom, I got into Harvard. Harvard. She said, you did? She was so shocked because of it. Here's what I want to tell you, though. It happens over and over and over in our life. Let me tell you another story. I'm the product of domestic violence. 10 years in domestic violence. 10 years. When you look at me, you see a smart, successful, powerful woman who stayed in domestic violence for a long time. Here's what I want to tell you about my path. I didn't have the courage to to leave for myself. And then when I had the children, I valued their life so much so that when the word came to me that if you don't get out of there, it's going to happen for them. Because of that value. You guys hear me? Because of that value. Do you hear me that it was an alone decision? Do you hear me that it was a hard decision? And once I made the decision, everything became easy for me after that. Because I did the hard part. The courage and the confidence that came from that. You guys, if you teach this to your people, the confidence that came from that led me to a place where I was a single parent, building my business, doing phenomenal, till I went down to Florida to a theme park called Wet n Wild, where I met my second husband. It was wet, and it was wild. And that confidence just blew over me, man. He walked up to me and said, "Your husband with you?" I said, "No." "Is your wife with you?" The confidence that came up. Because of that confidence, I had choices. I had choices. I looked at him, he looked at me, he was fabulous, I was fabulous, he was rich. I was like, yeah. I got you. You're my choice. I am telling you, it shows over and over and over again. Here's the other thing I want to tell you, is that when you deal in the confidence, it's dynamic. Confidence is dynamic. This is so important for you to know that once you have confidence in one arena, when you step up in that arena, your confidence dissipates and you have to build it again. Also, what you need to know about confidence is just because you're confident in one arena does not mean you're confident in another arena. When I was dealing with domestic violence, I was also Harvard Business School graduate. I was also a superstar in my career. I was also blowing it out of the water. You guys, I have a book called Quantum Leap, and it is very much on purpose from taking people from ordinary to extraordinary. And I'm going to tell you something. It was August 2015, and it's not that I haven't been doing this for a long time, but the voice came to me in the shower, and he said, your purpose is to take people from ordinary to extraordinary, from the pit to the palace. You guys, we all can go further up. I'm gonna tell you something, I'm driven for more. I do not vacation where Oprah vacations. So there's more for us. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? I just try to make the picture very clear for you. If you think you have arrived, you have not. But none of us do, because we keep going for more. Are you guys with me? We keep going for more. So it's because of confidence is the it factor. Your it will grow with your courage, because you have to have the choices to create your best self. You have to have the choices to create your best you. You have to have the choices to create your best life. Choices is what's going to be super required. Choices give you the creativity to get you the results, to blow it out the water. I want to tell you something. We all have to find a place where we can run across the line with joy. And I want you to know that all around you, you guys do me a favor, in the next 24 hours, you're going to hear a whole lot of conversation. And I want you to pay attention to a couple of things that are going to make a difference for you. Think about every time you hear somebody use the word fear. Think about every time you use the word fear. And think about the examples that are all around you. I want to tell you, we've got 4 grown children and 4 grandchildren. They call me Gigi. They call me Grandma. They get no money. You know what I mean? That doesn't happen. I'm going to tell you something. Examples of success are around you all the time. So here we are in Disney World. Because you know, if you're a grandparent, you don't take your kids to Disney World, you will not get the grandparent award. So we're down there at Disney World, and we're spending all week there, all week. We do everything. I'm just telling you where the examples come from. We do all this work, all this fun. We're having a great time. It's the last day at Disney World, the last day. And here we are, going to that one last gift shop. You guys know the gift shop. It's titled, "Let Me Take the Rest of the Money You Have Left." right? We're all there, right there. So we take the kids in there. I'm there with the kids. Ken's outside. I'm with the kids, and we're just like, and so she sees this Snow White dress. Now, she is not a girly girl. So we've seen this all week. She doesn't want that Snow White dress. She doesn't want that Snow White. I'm looking at her. You don't want that Snow White dress. You don't want that Snow White dress. She says, I want the Snow White dress. I said, you don't want the Snow White dress. I'm going to tell you something. Let me tell you how quickly people can be an example for you. She took her 2 thumbs, and she completely unrobed herself in 1 second. Panties, underwear, everything. She was completely and confidently naked. And she went like this. And she showed the picture, which changed my choice. Because I took that dress off that thing, I said, whoop, and put it on her body. Because it was obvious that she was mine. She changed my choice. She was completely confident. She was completely courageous. And she completely changed my choice. I want you to think. I want you to think about you right now. Take that sheet of paper you have in front of you and be courageous enough to write down, what decision have you been unwilling to make? What conversation have you been unwilling to make? What phone call have you been unwilling to make? What goal have you been unwilling to set? What conversation with somebody you really care about have you been unwilling to have? Where are you unwilling to find the courage to jump up there, to drive your confidence to yet another level? There's signs all over the time. Let me tell you something else. Where have you been unwilling to laugh really deep, like really deep? Because we've been so afraid of what other people think. How many know what I'm talking about? Because our unwillingness tends to be an example for someone else. Don't take advice from somebody you're not willing to exchange places with. Do you have the courage to tell them, I'm not going to take your advice? Do you have the courage to tell people, let me tell you something. When I run my race, I have to have the courage to tell people, I'm not going to stand next to you because you're moving too slow. Watch me. I'm going someplace. No, you're not. You're not going there. You're going too slow, and you want me to wait for you. Eagles will fly alone, but it doesn't have to be lonely. But you got to move from one circle to the next circle to grow. Are you feeling me? I'm telling you something. That's why I told you, when you choose to be loud about it, you have a lot of courage. Ask yourself, where are you willing to go? I love you guys. Take care. Be good.